when are you gonna go back to America? One problem, very big problem. Can I copy and paste? I love living in Japan. 皆さんこんにちは、ヒゲさんです。今回はちょっとリラックスチャットやりたいと思います。By the way, if you haven't heard yet, I started a new channel, and this channel will be specific for only She in the Spot videos. So if you're interested in that, please consider checking that out. The link to that will be in the description box. In this video, I want to talk a little bit about something that has been on my mind for quite some time now. And recently, I have been in the process of renewing my visa as well. But it's actually something that a lot of Japanese people have been asking me, close friends and just people on the comment section like you guys. And that is, when are you gonna go back to America? Which is something that, I've been thinking about a lot, but I kind of always give the same answer, which is I still enjoy it here, but I've been kind of thinking maybe it's time to go back and see my family once again, because ever since moving here in Japan 5 years ago, I've never been back to America. As you all know, we had the pandemic some years back, and in that time I wasn't able to go back to America. But recently I've been thinking, 多分そろそろ行くかな? And actually I've been wanting to go back to America, but there's just one problem, very big problem, that I've been facing that's keeping me from going back to America, and that is the economic crisis that's going on right now. So if you guys don't know, right now the yen is very weak towards the dollar. And actually I want to go ahead and show you guys exactly what I mean by that. So here we have the exchange rate from yen to a dollar, and from here we can see that roughly each yen is equivalent to 0.0067 pretty much cents. So let's go ahead and increase it a little bit more. なんか多分1万円かな? So 1万円is roughly about $67. And this doesn't really look so bad because it's kind of still more than half at least. But once we increase the value a little bit more, we can see a little bit more kind of gap in the value between the yen and the dollar. So let's go ahead and increase it to maybe 4万円. Let's see. So here we have 4万円, and it pretty much exchanged to $267, which is quite a big gap. And this basically means if I want to go ahead and send money from my Japanese account to my American account, I'm only gonna get this much, and everything else is just lost. So because of this, it's extremely difficult for me to go back to America and then come back to Japan, because while I'm in America, I also have to pay for expenses while I'm over there, and that's also going to make it increasingly difficult for me to just go and buy normal stuff, like if I want to go out to eat or just go out in general, which, if I'm going to go back to America, I don't want to just go home and just sit there and do nothing. I want to go ahead and see my other family that probably lives across town or something like that. And I still live in Japan as well. I pay taxes, I have, bills to pay, all the normal stuff. And if we see the exchange rate here, it shows that it's gonna be very difficult for me to go back to America. And I know it's not only me, I know there's a lot of other people that are from America or the UK feel the exact same way, and it's just something that we have to deal with. And I've also seen on social media that a lot of foreigners just kind of gave up on living in Japan, and it's not because they don't want to live in Japan anymore. It's because the economy is just not getting any better, so everything that they're working for here has no value, because some of the people that moved to Japan are newly graduates and they still have debt to pay, like college stuff or university stuff that they have to pay back in their home country. But if they have to pay that money back, they have to, of course, convert their yen money that they earn here, their salary here, convert it in their home country, and the gap is just way too big for them to bear. And in a sense, it's kind of understandable why they just decide to move back to their country. And it's a little bit sad too, because a lot of the people that came to Japan had their eyes set in moving to Japan after graduating and wanting to kind of just start their own journey here in Japan. But because of this economic crisis, they're not able to live here comfortably and have to deal with all this debt in their home country. And the salary that they make here is probably not enough to pay all that back on a month-to-month basis. And actually, I want to go ahead and sit down and look at some flights for you guys and kind of give you a sense of just what we're dealing with at the moment. So I went ahead and just got everything set up for you guys. As you guys know, here Houston International Airport, that's where I'm from. I think I've mentioned it before in my videos, but if we look here, if we look at the cheapest flight available, we have it at $1,243, which when I was living in America, it's not that much, you know, kind of normal base price. But let's take this number. Can I copy and paste? Yes, I can. So let's copy this and let's paste it here. Boom. So here we have I can't read my numbers, but you guys can see the numbers. I'm sorry, I'm still really bad at reading numbers in Japanese. But if we look at this value, you can see it's quite a lot. it's just such a big number. We're almost at the, maybe what's that, 20,000 yen? I think that's what you say it? Almost 20,000 yen. And in the dollars, we're still close to 10,000 yen. That's ridiculous. And that's not including all the expenses like renting a car, because I don't have a car in America anymore. I sold everything that I had in America once I moved here, besides some of my goods. My parents are still holding on to that. And I didn't necessarily make this video because I wanted to complain or anything. It's just something that I have been asked by many Japanese people a lot recently, and not even just recently, just over the years of me living here, because, you know, people have also asked me if I feel homesick, which luckily I don't really feel homesick. As I mentioned many times, I love living in Japan. I enjoy being here. It's so much fun. And yeah, of course, whenever there are times that I do feel like I want to spend time with my family, because I am very close to them, especially my cousins and my brother, but I can't do that at the moment. I have to wait to see if this economic stuff is gonna get better. And yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that. And like I said, I just wanted to just put this out there because just so many people have been asking. But I know this problem doesn't only just affect foreigners living in Japan, but also Japanese people that want to travel to other countries, because I know you guys really love to travel. でもそういうことです。まだヒゲさん帰れません。でも皆さんどう？みんなの意見コメントで聞きたい。いつも皆さん見てくれてありがとうございました。またね。